Remember when we said we'd stay together now until forever? Just us, just us. Said we wouldn't be like all the others.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent them from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hunbot industry, like myself.
It's what you do, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can...
Today's small business shout out goes to Heather McKinnon, who is a self-published author. Heather is a self-published independent romance author with 18 published novels. They're all on Amazon, but she also has a series that are on platforms like Apple and Nook. And the first book in that series is always free. So if you love romance novels and you also love supporting small businesses / independent self-published authors, then definitely check out Heather McKinnon's books. I will leave all of the links in the description below. Today's member shout out goes to Doug. Thank you so much, Doug, for all of your support, and to all of my channel members, thank you guys so much for your support. It means so much more than you'll ever know. If you'd like to become a channel member, definitely click the join button down below. I also leave it linked in the description of all of my videos. That's all the shout outs I have for today, so let's go ahead and get on with the video. All right, you guys, so today's video has me absolutely mind blown. Chad and I were watching these videos last night, and we were just like,
how do people fall for this stuff?
Yet I fell for this kind of stuff. But today's video is going to be about what I refer to as the non-MLM MLM, which would be Melaleuca. So I actually have some acquaintances, some people who I was friends with when I was in my MLM who left for Melaleuca. Their big claim to fame is that they're not an MLM and that they are anti-MLM, right? Anyways, I did make a video on them a while back because I had a conversation with someone who had left the company I was within and went to Melaleuca claiming to be anti-MLM. And she told me that the CEO of Melaleuca is so anti-MLM. So I did a video on it because allegedly there are very, very few differences between Melaleuca and a real MLM. We'll get into that a little bit today too. But one of you guys sent me this like entire outline that I could use just like for a deep dive. There's so much information on this outline. There are so many different links and stuff. So thank you for sending me all of these clips and all of these videos, all these links for me to dig into because there's so much juicy information. What I'm going to be covering today is their 2022 launch conference. So what I understand this to be is like an annual conference that they do at the beginning of the year just to kind of like set the tone for the year. So they're doing different announcements and recognitions and stuff like that. So this first one is the 2022 launch. And then I have another one I'd like to go over in addition to that one, which is basically comparing MLMs to what their business model is, which they refer to as CDM, I think. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Hello, you guys, it's me again. And once again, I have done too much talking for my own good, and I've talked entirely too long in this video. So if you're seeing this, I've again broken this video up into 2 parts, and you're getting ready to watch part 1. Part 2 will be my next video uploaded probably later this week. But at some point I will end this one, but there's a lot to unpack and it's very good information. So definitely stick around to the end and come back for part 2. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on with part 1. I want to first take some time to say, if you guys haven't watched the Scientology series on Netflix, there's 3 different seasons, I think now, where they just go over Scientology, how it works, talk to different people and get different people's perspective and different people's stories who were in Scientology or are currently in Scientology. They show the videos that they play at their conferences, and this is very Scientology-esque.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Launch 2022, and welcome to a brand new year.
You know, I love the new year feeling. It just feels fresh. And this year is a year full of hope and a year full of possibilities. Now, undoubtedly, this year will also bring challenges outside our immediate control. You and I will all face challenges. Some unforeseen, some maybe we already know. But things will happen, and many of them we don't have control over.
You know, the part I love most about each new year is it gives us a chance to decide how we're going to react to those things outside our control. And especially, each new year gives us a chance to focus on what we can control.
And above all, this new year brings opportunity. Each of us has an opportunity to improve our lives and the lives of our loved ones this year. To eat better, exercise more, improve our health, improve our relationships, our faith, and make better financial decisions. And the great part about those things is
And the great part about those things is that Melaleuca offers the answer, the solution to every single one of them.
Wow, crazy how that works.
things that matter most in having a happy and fulfilling life, and also happen to be the things that we can control.
Now, today, we're going to talk about those things that lead to a happy and fulfilling life. Launch, after all, is all about you. We have some powerful announcements, life-changing stories, and we'll hear business-building tips to launch your business into the new year.
We're here to help you launch the most successful 2022 possible. And what you do about it, well, that's totally up to you.
Now, speaking of how lives change here, let's meet Executive Directors for Heather and Frank from Louisiana.
My job is very heavily commission-based. Right when we got married, she was doing the party planning business. And then the BP oil spill happened. And our area is heavily involved in the oil and gas industry. It's the primary revenue for that area. And when that went down, so went down the sales, so went down the industry, people being laid off left and right. And it was a struggle.
Life before Melaleuca, it was hard, wondering what tomorrow was going to bring and could you meet the demands of tomorrow, and really wondering, was this it? You know, is this what life was going to be?
Of course, the struggle part was the finances. Brings a lot of stress on both of us because we were both wanting to give more for our children. We wanted more.
I posted something on social media just saying, does anybody know of any part-time work? And my friend Amy, we went to high school together, and she literally sent me a message and just said, I don't know if your cell phone number is still the same, but I'd love to chat. I saw your post. Amy and her enroller, Jenny, actually lived 2.5 hours from me. And they said, we'll come have coffee with you. And they came to, they did a full overview. And I knew at that point I was going to shop at Melaleuca. Like, it just makes sense.
We've been looking for something to help us financially. We're looking for something to help us health-wise for our children and for herself at that time, and for myself as well. I was like, this is a perfect fit.
And we got to work and really approaching people and inviting them to just take a look at something that could be the biggest blessing for your family.
Okay, so just to kind of preface this a little bit, to kind of let you guys know like what they claim before we sit here and try to understand what they're saying. So Melaleuca claims that they're not an MLM. They don't have distributors. They are simply a shop club, and this shop club is able to refer other customers and get paid based on the other customers that they refer, right? But my question is, if this is just a shop club that you just simply, get money for referring people, why are we focusing so hard on the income opportunity that comes with it? I know one of their big arguments is that the reason they're not an MLM is because MLMs are recruitment based and not customer based. So the way that they've gotten around that is they just make everybody a customer, but you can pay an extra fee to be able to earn when you refer other customers. So essentially, when you allegedly, in my opinion, pay that extra fee, you become a distributor and you're now allowed to get paid on your downline.
And we enrolled 16 customers who saw the same value we did. And what was really mind-blowing to me was that Melaleuca then sent us a $1,035 check. It was the first time in our married life that we had put groceries on the table without a credit card.
I feel like that's a money management problem because they both had stable jobs before this. And this is the first time they're able to put groceries on the table without a credit card. I'm calling BS on that one.
It was the first time that we could really start to believe, all right, there may be a way out of this. It gave us hope.
We continued to do the activities. We didn't try to reinvent the wheel. We didn't come in and try to do something different. And our second check was $2,066. And I at that point looked at him and I said, Frank, this is the real deal. Yep. And it was one of those moments where I knew it wasn't just about my family anymore. It wasn't just about, putting food on our table. It was, how many more families can we put food on their table? How many more families can we say you can come home to your life and your kids?
Absolutely.
This is a shop club. Why are we talking about paychecks? I'm confused. I don't see Costco out here like promoting their shop club to other members and trying to get other members into their shop club. No, they simply exist. If people want to come in and by word of mouth, people hear about them and they go in and sign up, then cool. If not, whatever, because the other members aren't getting paid based on the sales of the people beneath them, you know?
This is bigger than ourselves. This is something that we need to really share to other people and give them the same type of hope that we were now experiencing, also to them and their families.
So our biggest check for a single month was over $42,000. I thought I was going to fall on the floor. I start crying. My kids are like, "What's wrong, Mom?" I'm like, "Why are you crying?" It was a moment where, we paid off a vehicle. We had gone from a place where we had $50,000 worth of debt, couldn't put groceries on our table, had no extra, to at that point being completely debt free other than our house note.
It was a moment of peace, joy, happiness. Our kids can now see what it is to really be able to, Mom and Dad, help others. This is what life is all about, helping others.
Okay, but would you be helping those others if you weren't making a $42,000 a month paycheck? Probably not. And I'm willing to bet that the majority of people underneath of you are not making near that. And just to let you guys know, I haven't planned for this video. I kind of outlined things I wanted to touch on, but I normally will go through and note what I want to say and make sure I don't say things the wrong way because hello, anxiety. But I didn't plan for this video because I started watching it and I was just like, you know what? I have so much I want to say, but I want it to come from a place of this is what I'm feeling in this moment and this is what makes sense and this is not lining up. So that's what you guys are dealing with today. So if I'm a little jumbled, I have a little bit of trouble gathering my thoughts, that's why.
I get to help families find peace and find hope and find joy. And to be able to do that gives me a sense of immense gratitude. I'm so grateful for the vision of Frank, and our mission statement is embodied from the top down, and to be able to turn around and bring that piece of Melaleuca to our little town and the world around us is incredible.
Lives truly do change here. We now have the opportunity to hear from the one who made this all possible. He set out on a mission over 36 years ago to enhance the lives of those we touch by helping people reach their goals, ensuring that we have the best wellness products anywhere, and redistributing opportunity to those who otherwise may not have had it. He is the original champion of the little guy, our Chief Executive Officer, Frank Vandersloot.
So, here we are. It's a brand new year, 2022, and it's a great time to be alive. But I want to know what happened to 2021.
But really though, where are we? Because I feel like we're in the hotel lobby of this Stony Creek Lodge. Their media team is very, very outdated, you'll find in this video.
Boy, that went by fast. Time seems to be going a lot faster to me than it used to be. Is it that way for you too? Remember when you used to ask your mom, "Are we there yet?" And your mom said, "Just one more hour." And an hour seemed like an eternity. But now, an hour is like the blink of an eye. Time is a very interesting thing. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that life is short, really short. I've also believed it's a wonderful time to be alive. It often occurs to me that there have been billions of people who have lived on this earth prior to us arriving here on this earth, and hopefully there will be billions who come after us. But right now, We are all on this earth together. This is our time. This is our time on earth. This is our life on earth. It also occurs to me that this is the only life we're going to have on this earth. Now, I believe there's going to be a life after this life. I've got a lot of faith that when we leave this earth, that it's not the end.
This is giving me real L. Ron Hubbard vibes. And if you guys haven't seen that documentary, that series on Netflix, you definitely need to go watch it. This screams Scientology. Minus the fact that Scientology believes that you have multiple lives on this earth. He believes that you have multiple lives outside of this earth. But just the way he's speaking, the tone that he's speaking in, this creepy, like whisper, inspirational, this is our time. Like the whisper yelling thing, it's just creepy to me.
But I don't have a lot of knowledge about what's going to happen then or what that's going to be like. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to be our only time on this earth. At least I've never talked to anyone who said that this is their second time through. So I'm pretty sure we just get...
He apparently hasn't been on TikTok, because I've seen a few of those people on TikTok.
This one shot at it. So if this is it, if this is the only life we're going to have on this earth, it occurs to me that we should take it pretty seriously. In other words, we should pay attention. Every minute is precious. Every decision is important. In fact, decisions we make today, choices we make today, actions that we take today are pretty important. If we make the right decisions and take the right actions, it's likely to have a huge impact on what kind of life that we're going to have. And then I often think about this. If this is the only life we're going to have on this earth, if this is our time, if this is our life, I ask myself, what kind of life do we want to have? Do we want to have a mediocre life or a great life? Do we want our life to mean something? Do we want to accomplish something? Do we want the world to be different because we were here? When you look at the prospects of having a great life, isn't that what you want? We talk about our mission of enhancing lives by helping people reach their goals. And as I've traveled the world, I've learned that people have pretty much the same kind of goals regardless of what continent they're on or what country they live in. People simply want to have a great life.
Yeah, no shit. Like,
No, sir, I would actually, let me just have a pointless life. That sounds good.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can't put common sense in an inspirational way and then it all of a sudden makes it like inspirational. It's still common sense. Obviously, people want a great life. Nobody wants to live a pointless life. But I tell you right now, joining an MLM is not the way to a great life.
All over the world, they all want the same thing. And when we talk about having a great life and go deeper into the concept of what makes up a great life, people all over the world feel pretty much the same about what a great life would look like. They'll tell you good health, good relationships, personal freedom, and having resources to build, create, to travel, and to explore. People all over the world see it pretty much the same. And I would agree. Good health, great relationships, people who love you, and having someone to love, personal freedom, and having the resources to build, create, and travel, and explore, and have adventure. And it also occurs to me that those are all things that Melaleuca can help us achieve.
Bingo! There it is. I've been waiting for him to say that. That's the real point of everything he was saying. Not to say live your best life, whatever it is that makes you happy, do that. Not to say that, but to say, guess what? We have the solution to the only thing that's going to make you happy in life, that's going to give you a fulfilling life. We have the answer. They want you to completely rely on the non-MLM, MLM, I guess. They want you to put all your eggs in that basket. So you have to completely rely on it so that you will work harder to recruit more people into your non-MLM MLM to work underneath of you, to make, not work underneath of you, sorry, to refer people underneath of you so that you can make more money.
When people want good health, they need the wellness company. And when they need more resources, they need the wellness company. We have the best way on the planet to acquire extra resources by building a business to last a lifetime. So we have what people all over the world are looking for. We make it possible for people to have a great life. And since this is the only life we're going to have, why are we procrastinating? Why aren't we taking life more seriously? Why do we waste time on the internet or social media or nonsense when we could be applying ourselves to the very fundamental principles that will allow us to make our one life, the only life we're going to have on this earth, a great life? And perhaps
there he's insinuating that through the non-MLM MLM, that's the only way that you're going to live a healthy life or a happy life. Why are you wasting time doing all these other things when you could be putting your time and energy into the one resource that could give you all of that? Respectfully, sir, you're wrong.
the best part is that we can help others have a great life too.
Is that the best part? Because that's how you make the most money in the MLM, is by bringing others into it to make you more money, but also you more money. This dude has been in business for a very long time. He is not struggling by any means. He's very well known for his money. Let's just say that.
And it's truly what people all over the world are looking for. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. As we begin this new year, do you have goals? Oh, I know. There are so many uncertainties today. There's likely to be another variant of COVID. Inflation is upon us. Things are costing a lot more. Our world is upside down. And there's a lot that we cannot control going on in our lives. So how about it if we just focus on the things we can control?
Knowing what he's going to go into after this discussion, I am confident in saying that he's saying that to preface the fact that he needs to tell everyone next that inflation is causing them to raise their prices of their products.
Focusing on those things
and that it's out of their control.
That we can't control are just going to slow us down. Have you noticed that everything has gotten political today? Whether to wear a mask or not to wear a mask. To be vaccinated or not be vaccinated, to shut down the schools and businesses and churches or not to shut them down. Whether the vaccine works or doesn't work, or how long they'll work, or how many shots do you need? Do you need 2 shots, or do you need a booster, or maybe 2 boosters now? Whether the new variant is going to be more deadly than yesterday's variant. Whether government leaders are following their own mandates. Whether we need more stimulus, or if the stimulus programs are what are causing the problem. With all of the nonsense that's going on today, we have to make decisions for ourselves.
It's very interesting to me, the connection between like the QAnon followers and Melaleuca reps. Like, I feel like there are so many Melaleuca reps that also follow the QAnon conspiracies like religiously. But I will tell you for a fact, these same people who are claiming to be against the government-funded money that's being handed out to people, who are against the stimulus checks, they had absolutely no problems accepting that PPP loan money when it came to themselves. Reps within this same company. This same company who's so against the government doing anything, so against the government making decisions, period, so against the government handing out money, but they're more than willing to accept that money when it's offered to them. And I'm not talking like $1,000, $2,000, whatever, like tens of thousands of dollars, you guys.
I would advocate that we simply make decisions for our own life. But I don't think that those things should consume us. For the most part, those are things that we can't control. And we should only focus on those things that we can control. We can't control what someone else does, but it's time to get busy building a great life. That is something we can control. COVID is still going to be around for a long time, probably for decades, probably for the rest of our lives. We need to learn to live with it. There will likely be a new variant every year or every few months or whatever. No big flipping deal. Now the word flipping is an Idaho swear word. It's a substitute for a more offensive word, so no big flipping deal. Let's focus on the things that we can control, and I submit to you that we can control what we do with our own time. I also submit to you that if we're going to have a great life, the greatest of all lives, we're going to need resources. Notice that I didn't say money.
Notice that every single thing that he's saying is leading back to join Melaleuca, shop with Melaleuca, support Melaleuca, refer people to Melaleuca, stock up on products through Melaleuca. Don't focus on today's actual problems that we have in front of us. Focus on joining Melaleuca.
It makes total sense, you guys. I'm not sure what you're not understanding here.
Money is empty. Money does not bring joy any more than having a lot of fancy stuff brings joy. It simply doesn't. But having resources to build, to learn, to contribute, to explore, to experience, those things, having resources, can help us to have a great life. Most people agree that sometimes it simply takes more resources to have a better life. So if you need more resources to just pay the bills, pay the debts off, get a new car, get the kids through school, get out of debt, we have the way. We have the best way, the absolute best way for people who were not born into wealth to accumulate some wealth.
On the backs of so many other people who are accumulating zero wealth. Great. Sounds wonderful, Frank. Also, I'm sorry if his voice is putting you to sleep like it is for me. I'm over here like daydreaming. He's about to like put me in a daze, hypnotize me just with the tone of his voice and the way that he does this like whisper yell, this inspirational cult leader like tone of voice. Puts me to sleep, guys. I'm sorry if it's putting you to sleep, but he says some pretty ironic, allegedly culty things. So we're going to keep watching.
Simply by adding to their monthly income. It happens a step at a time. So as we begin this new year, I would like to ask you, do you want a great life? Since this is the only life we're going to have, is it worth investing in? Are you worth investing in? Is your family worth investing in?
This is him trying to guilt trip us, like, is your family worth it? If you don't think your family's worth it, then don't join Melaleuca. But also, this is a shop club. So why are we still talking about income? I'm a little confused.
Of course you are. And of course they are. And since this is the only life we're going to have, isn't it time that you got really serious about building a Melaleuca business? Isn't it time that you started disciplining yourself as to how many hours every single day that you're going to invest in yourself and in your future? Isn't it time that you teamed up with someone else, perhaps with several others, to build a Melaleuca business together?
Perhaps several others. You guys, this is like watching this kind of stuff. It reminds me so much of Scientology and the way that they try to like brainwash people and put thoughts into your mind to make you feel like they have your best interest at heart when they really don't. But listening to this stuff, I'm like, how are people falling for this? Like, clearly, to me as an outsider now, I'm like, to me, it's clear as day what his motive is. But I have no room to talk because I literally fell for the same stuff. I watched our CEO up on the stage, pacing back and forth, giving his motivational speech he was reading from a teleprompter, and just thought it was the most inspirational thing. I freaking cried multiple times listening to him speak. So I don't get now how people fall for it, but I did back in the day. So there's that.
Since this is our only life on this earth, let's get serious about it. Let's get out there and build and have a wonderful, fun time doing it. Now, we know that inflation is upon us. A couple months ago, I stated that two things were going to happen that neither the government nor the news media was telling us anything about. The first thing I talked about was supply chain disruptions. The second was that we're in for some very serious inflation, much greater than the pundits were telling us at the time. You remember that Janet Yellen had said that the supply chain issues were not going to be that bad and that inflation was only transitory. That was the official word, transitory, that they were using back then. Transitory means only temporary. And you'll recall that I told you that inflation is going to be here to stay for a long time, and it's not just temporary. And now, lo and behold, both the news media and Janet Yellen are finally admitting inflation is here to stay.
Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what he's like talking about here, his followers, members, they believe that he has the ability to predict what's going to happen in the future. So I'll try to play a clip here in a little while of someone claiming that he knew COVID was going to happen before it happened. So he graciously had his people stock up on everything so that they would be prepared.
And they have officially stopped using the word transitory. They took it out of their talking points. And now we've all experienced personally the effects that the supply chain is having, the supply chain disruptions is having on the supply of some of the stuff that we used to take for granted that it was going to be on the shelf, and now it's not. Now, the supply chain issues will eventually get worked out. As long as the government doesn't continue to pour money into the economy, and as long as the government doesn't pay people not to go to work. If you don't pay them not to go to work, they'll eventually come back to work. And the truck drivers will start driving trucks again, and products will start arriving again. It'll take some time to work that all through, but if the government will just leave it alone and let the markets happen, let free enterprise take care of it, that will all be resolved, and this clock will start ticking on time again. It'll take some time for that to happen, but the supply chains will get worked out. However, inflation is likely to continue for the foreseeable future.
I feel like when he started this spiel, first of all, let me rewind. How many CEOs do you know that go around spewing political views all over their entire company? I was talking to Chad about this yesterday. I'm like, regardless of where I stand, I would want the person who's leading me to be neutral. I would not want them shoving their beliefs down my throat. I would not want them either so far left or so far right, because there are going to be people that disagree with you. I feel like as a leader of a mass amount of people, you need to kind of like stay neutral. Like, you can have your own beliefs, but you don't need to pour them on to everyone who's following you. Unless that's like your brand, you know, like if your brand is to drill your political beliefs into everyone's head, then I guess, but that's not what I would want as my leader. If I had opposing views to what this man is speaking like as fact and making everything political, I would leave the company, right? But also, before he started this spiel, he was like, do you understand, or do you realize, or do you guys notice that like everything is being made political nowadays? Like masks and COVID and whatever are all being made political, but he's making everything political. For the last like 10 minutes, he's been spewing nonsense about politics in a conference that's supposed to be about this MLM shop club, not MLM, shop club. Why are we talking about any of this? I'll tell you why, because he wants you to join Melaleuca and it fits his agenda.
There are several unknowns here. The Fed's very worried. There's a lot of debate going on today within the Fed and within the economists and the experts of whether the country needs more stimulus or if the stimulus is what's causing the problem. And that debate's going to be going on for a long time. But this is for sure. More government spending will absolutely cause a lot more inflation and more troubles than it will solve. And if they overcorrect, we could have eventually a recession and eventually deflation. Now, we've never been in this worldwide economic situation before. This is new stuff to everybody in the world. And there's no way for any of us to control the economy or know for sure exactly what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. But my point here is that these are things that we cannot control. So let's focus on the things that we can control. We can be responsible for our own household. We can take charge of our own lives. We don't have to worry about what's happening in the world if we focus and act on those things that we can control, so that our family, our home, and ourselves will be okay. Focus on those things. And I can tell you this, no matter what happens, every single American family and every single Canadian family needs more resources. And those who take it seriously, those who buckle down and apply themselves, those who get more serious about getting more resources into their family will have a tremendous economic advantage. So as you look at this new year, I'm suggesting to you it's time to get serious about building a Melaleuca business. Now, when it comes to inflation, all companies...
Did I not tell you that everything he was saying was going to lead back to why you should join Melaleuca? And there it is.
...are going to be impacted. Melaleuca is no exception. All our costs are going up. Also, all of our ingredients and products cost substantially more today than they did just 6 months ago to produce. Labor costs are more, a lot more. Transportation costs are a lot more, and so forth. And over the previous several decades, we've resisted pressures at Melaleuca to increase prices. However, in future months, we'll experience some moderate price increases in some Melaleuca products. That's inevitable. But those increases will be moderate, and we'll keep them as low as we possibly can. At the same time, I am thrilled to announce some initiatives that will lower the cost of purchasing our Melaleuca products. And this moment is something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. I'm pleased to announce our new program of Shipping on Us. As you know, some internet companies offer free shipping. Others offer free shipping if people meet a certain order quantity. Now, different companies have different philosophies on how to handle shipping costs. Shipping costs are real costs that the company or the customer, and ultimately it's always the customer, is going to have to pay for. Shipping costs are billed to us by the shipping company. In most cases, for Melaleuca, it's UPS. These are direct costs. Companies that offer free shipping simply add the cost of shipping to the cost of the product. In other words, shipping is built into the cost of the product. It's simply add to the price of your product and you can offer free shipping. If shipping costs $10, just add $10 to the price of the product and tell people that their shipping is free. Now, at Melaleuca, we've been unwilling to do that. We've tried to hold our costs to our products to a minimum. If you've been paying attention, we've had very few price increases over the last 30 years. For example, the preferred member price for the Gold Bar was $3.95 36 years ago. And it's only $3.99 today.
It's a bar of soap. How much inflation could take place with the flipping bar of soap? Are you serious? Like, okay, so it was overpriced back in 1985 and now it's like a normal bar of soap. Really, dude? Really? That's the example you came up with. That means there were no better examples within their products that inflation didn't affect more. Less, I mean. You know what I mean.
A 4-cent increase over 36 years. That's a 1% increase in 36 years. The same is true for countless of other products. So we've been unwilling to add the price of shipping to our products. Rather than add the price of shipping to the cost of the product and say that shipping is free, we've simply built shipping in separately. We've charged shipping separately. But now, while other companies are increasing prices on one product after another, I'm pleased to announce that we've developed a way for us to now offer a new program called Shipping on Us without adding the cost of shipping to the price of the product. Thereby...
But he just said that the prices of the products are going to go up. So how do we know that the shipping cost isn't going to be added into the products, right?
Reducing the cost of shopping at Melaleuca. This is how it works. First, you might be aware that whenever you order your Melaleuca products today, you're given a credit of 10% to 15% of your product points in loyalty shopping dollars that can be used on your next order. However, in order to activate those loyalty shopping dollars, you must first watch some learn-to-earn videos ranging from $5 to $15 each, and then you will receive the loyalty shopping dollars to spend on your next order.
Okay, I just want to break. Oh, the sun got really bright. This highlight looks nice. I just want to break this down for you guys because I feel like he skimmed right past it like it's normal, but it's not normal. So basically, like, say you spend $100 on an order. You get 10 to 15% of that, so $10 to $15 back in shopping credit. So you can use those credits towards your next order. However, in order to activate those credits, you have to watch a video that you pay for, a video that tells you about how amazing it is to build a business with Melaleuca. I mean, refer other customers with Melaleuca in order to make an income. I'm sorry, but the videos range from $5 to $15. You're getting $10 to $15 back if you spend $100. Who's making out here, guys? You have to pay to activate your shopping credit that you earned. I'm like flabbergasted, you guys. I don't even use that term, but I'm flabbergasted that people actually listen to this dude and think,
Oh my goodness, he loves us so much. He has our best interests at heart.
Also, I was given a little bit of insider information that he likes to intimidate when people speak out about him or when people speak out about his company. So to kind of like expect him or someone from his team to reach out and try to get me to shut up. So that will be fun.
Some people never even unlock those dollars. And, of course, others do. So first I need to announced that program is now being discontinued, but it's being replaced with something which is much more lucrative called shipping on us. So, beginning today, every order, regardless of the size of the order, will be assigned a flat shipping fee for almost all orders that will be $10.22, $12.88 for Canada. However, if you order 44 product points or more, the entire $10.22 will be refunded to you in loyalty shopping dollars.
Y'all, here we were thinking shipping on us. What would you assume that means? Put it down in the comments below. When it says shipping on us, let me know what you would assume that means. Because for me, I was like, dang, they're going to get free shipping. I've seen some of those boxes. Those boxes, some of them are big. But that's not what's happening. Not at all. You're going to pay $10 for shipping regardless of if you... Man, the sun, girl. All right, back on track. You're going to pay $10, over $10 for shipping regardless of... Oh, that's getting a little crazy. Might have to close that. BRB. Okay, I'm back. But that's not how it works. So you're going to pay over $10 for shipping regardless of whether you order that $3.98 bar of soap or your entire month's supply. So they're only using this, in my opinion, of course, to get people to buy more products at one time to save the company on shipping. Plus, they're still going to increase the price of their products. So he's just so dang generous. Like,
thanks, boss. You really did us in. Love ya.
That can be used on your next order. And you will not have to watch any Learn to Earn videos to activate those loyalty shopping dollars.
Gee, thanks, boss. You're the best.
If you ordered a 44-point product order today, you would receive a $10.22 shipping charge. And yes, that includes shipping and handling. Immediately, you'll receive a $10.22 credit in loyalty shopping dollars available to be used on your very next order. In fact, if you wanted to place an order the very next day, you'll receive your $10.22 credit and use your loyalty shopping dollars when you place that order. And as long as your second order is 44 points or greater, you'll receive another $10.22 loyalty shopping dollar credit for your next order. And again, in Canada, that'll be $12.88 Canadian. This will also be valid on backup orders, as long as the backup order is more than 44 points.
Okay, so if you guys don't remember, I'll link the video here so you can go back and watch it if you want to. But if you don't remember, in the Melaleuca video I did before, kind of explaining how it works and whatnot, you're put on like an auto order, so an auto shipment. And if you forget to order, you have to have this like backup order set up, and they will charge you for whatever you've set up for your backup order. So he's saying that you're able to use that like free shipping, basically get reimbursed with product credits so that you buy more stuff, that you can use that on a backup order as well.
Since we don't have any 44-point backup orders established by the company today, you'll probably want to create a customized backup order, or in other words, a select pack, to be on file totaling more than 44 points. That way, in case you forget to place an order in any particular month, you'll receive your favorite products that you put on your select pack, as well as the $10.22 credit in loyalty shopping dollars.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that nice how that works?
We don't have any. We don't offer any. I'm sorry. We don't offer any product packs, backup orders that are worth 44. So you're going to have to just make a custom one, spend some more money in order to get $10 in free product credits. It's going to be great. It makes total sense.
Your point average, the average points per customer per month is going to increase. There's no way it won't. Your retention is going to increase, which in turn increases your residual income. And that's why we do this.
Oh, is that why we do this? Or do we do this because it's a shop club and we want to convert people into healthy homes? Is it the residual income or the healthy homes? Let me know.
We've been a part of Melaleuca for over 19 years. The products have been unbelievable. Over the course of that time, I think we made over whatever it was, $32,000 or some dollars, $34,000. And then, we've been averaging like $100 and some dollars plus a month.
At first, I thought that was 30-some thousand a year. That's over the course of 19 years, you guys. Averaging $100 a month. To my knowledge, they're required to spend more than $100 a month to even be a member. Like, they have to order more than $100 worth of products every month in order to be members. And they're making $100. Why are they sharing this story? I'm very confused. Was I reading that wrong? What is happening?
And it's just customers that have come in like us, families that came in, they like the product, so they buy every single month.
We've been in Melaleuca for a long time, and we love it.
I have been shopping with Melaleuca every single month since October 2015, and one of my all-time favorite products is the Attain Bar. Along the way, I have been given the opportunity to share Melaleuca with friends and family, and so far to date, I have earned, as far as residual, $250 coming in a month. That adds up to over $25,000.
I'm so confused on why they're sharing these stories. Over the course of 7 years, this person has brought in $25,809 and spends money monthly on products. I feel like this is very misleading too, because they're not probably, I don't know, maybe they are, but likely not taking into account the amount that they spend on products every month. So that's not their profit. The $25,809, that's not her profit over the last 7 years. That's her earnings, not taking into account the products that she's purchasing every month. And they somehow have these people convinced that they're doing something good for their family. Actually, I know that they're not taking that into account, because a couple that we'll hear from later on talks about how much they made and how it pays for the products that they're using. So, yikes.
Having that residual, having that extra is the cushion that has been extremely helpful to our family, whether it is helping out with a mortgage, whether it is adding a little extra to the kids' college fund. The list goes on and on and on. And it is such a little piece of security and peace for our family.
I actually now have been shopping with Melaleuca since April 1994. Originally, I referred some of my friends, and they're still shopping as well. I earned way over $90,000 so far. But my residual income has been like $250, but it's going up steadily.
Okay. I was born in 91, which means I was 3 years old when this lady first started shopping with Melaleuca, which means essentially over the course of my entire lifetime, I'm 30 years old. So 27 years, this lady has made $90,000, $200 and some a month, which she likely spends more on products. It's so mind-blowing to me.
Since I'm putting more effort into it. A lot of that has been paying for my Melaleuca products.
There it is, guys. There it is. That's really all we need to know. Wow. And the fact that they have her believing that since she's putting more effort in, her paycheck is going to continue to grow. This poor lady. All right, you guys, that's going to wrap up part 1 for today. Like I said, this video is just getting too long, and I don't want to have you guys sitting here watching a 2.5 hour long video. I'm currently at 2 hours and 20 minutes of filming, and I don't want to make you guys sit through that, and I honestly don't want to edit a 2 hour long video at one time. So I'm going to split this into 2 parts. I'm sorry if you guys hate that I do that, but the next one will be out, like my next video will be part 2, so I won't make you guys wait too long. But there's a lot of juicy stuff coming up in part 2, so definitely come back for part 2. I hope you guys did enjoy part 1. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time I post. Join my Facebook group called The Light at the End of the Pyramid if you'd like to find a community of people that will support you post MLM. It's very hard to navigate life post MLM by yourself, and I believe we should all do it together. So I have a group for that, The Light at the End of the Pyramid. If you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at the Jessica Hickson. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait to see you for part 2. See you in my next video. Bye.
Moving slow.